What's going on, guys? I'm SimpleSimon. Welcome to episode 2 of CinemALIEN. What a great name. I wonder who I stole it from. Today, we're going to review episode 3 and 4 of Alien Earth. First, we're going to do a bit of a nerd out, just because it's probably going to be difficult for us to fill a whole hour with the show because we're not professional reviewers. So we'll nerd out a bit, and then we'll go into episode 3 and 4. Hopefully, people watching this have already seen it and can give us their opinions too. But first, I'm going to bring in my co-host, the returning Sanimation. Now, last week, I made this awesome intro video for Sana for her return, and I got a copyright. I got a copyright claim for it. So this is the brand new Sanimation intro. It's 2 seconds less. It's not quite as exciting, but let's see. If this gets copyright claim, we're done with intros.
Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu.
You're gonna have to teach me some of that stuff before I go to Japan. I'm not. Sarah's telling me I got to at least learn the basics. Hey, Mon Comics, what's going on, mate? Big fan. He actually listened to the podcast, I believe, while he was driving. So one of the only Spotify listeners. So thank you.
Very dangerous too.
Before I continue, there's a bunch of links in the description. I have, in case you're catching the start of this, you don't have time to listen to the whole thing. There is a link to the Spotify version of this in the description. There's also a link to my Aliens and Predator related videos from the channel. There's also a link to my affiliate link to Collector's Hub where you can get 10% off store-wide. There's also a link to all of Sanimation's stuff as well. So he knows Nostromo 05. True fan right there.
Hi.
It'd be very early for you at the moment as well, mate. So thank you for joining. I'm not for okay, cool. And we got Roy. What's going on, mate? All right. So yeah, before we get into the episodes, what have you been up to in the past 2 weeks? Bi-weekly, we're gonna make this happen, right?
I was very bisexual. No, I've been just doing the work shit, getting by, and I tried to read the Alien book, but I was too tired for that shit. But it looks very promising from what I've read so far.
So you actually started it?
I did, like 2 whole pages, and I totally forgot about it. No. I like 3 chapters in, and it's same shit, different title, different book, but yeah.
I should make that a goal because I barely read comics anymore, and when I do, it's pretty much catching up on Something to Kill the Children. But maybe I should make it a goal before our next episode. I'll try to read one of the Alien books because I've been buying a lot of the Alien comics. I just haven't been reading them, so maybe I'll try to make it a goal for the next one so we can start off with a bit of a Alien comic book talk. But
totally
something
experts.
Yeah, right. That's so. I was concerned that Santa was only going to return for this series, because you haven't been on YouTube for over 2 years. But we've discussed, and we're going to try to turn this thing into a thing. Even once Alien Earth finishes, it might not be bi-weekly, but just every now and then, when we've got something to discuss about the franchise, whether it's Alien or Predator, even when Badlands comes out, I think it would be really cool to do one because you haven't watched the Alien versus Predator movies, right?
Nope.
I would love to hear what you thought of the AVP movies because my goodness. So
well, I heard the first one is okay, but the second one is like dog shit. So I'll probably love that one.
There's elements of the first one that are kind of cool. Overall, it's not a great movie. Number two's a little bit more similar to. Did you watch the Predator one that was just called The Predator? It was like the one before Prey. And it was like a comedy. It was really bad.
Is it the one that takes place on Earth? I can't really read the comments because I'm doing this on the phone. I'll be just like too close to the screen, and you can see my wrinkles and shit.
On was saying no. So over in the Netherlands, District 9 is not it wasn't on your streaming service. You said you tried to find it, yeah?
What?
District 9.
Uh, yeah, I
It
tried,
wasn't.
but it's not.
Okay. Maybe I'll download it illegally for you, and then
Ooh,
I'll email it to you. I'll email you the link so you can watch it.
exclusive.
Yeah, because that is seriously one of my favorite movies ever. It's really weird because I never really, I wouldn't say I grew up a sci-fi fan. Like I like movies if it's good, right? But wouldn't say that sci-fi was a genre that I went after. But when I think about it over the years, some of the better films that I watch are sci-fi. I just don't really think of genres, I just think of it as a movie. So Requiem was so darkly lit, but Wolf Predator, yeah. Yes. Also, what we'll do is maybe, well, if you have time, obviously over the whenever after this series is done, when you have time to watch the movies, you let me know, and I'll rewatch them.
Mm.
I'll try to rewatch them anyway. And no, there's definitely some cool things about the first one, but I'd like to, yeah, we can do a review on both those movies and let you know, and then we can theorize what we think's going to come because they're obviously trying to bring the Alien versus Predator universe back. I think through all the stuff that's coming out, so that'll be
And
fun.
speaking of theorize, earlier this week I sent you an article of IGN where Ridley Scott was talking about Gladiator 3 and that he's open for a new movie regarding Alien. Or is it a continuation?
Yeah, because you like Ridley Scott's stuff that he kept doing, didn't you?
I like Prometheus.
No. Look, so again, so I think we mentioned it already in the previous episode that I thought Prometheus was a good movie on its
Mm.
own. I just, yeah, like I said, the thing I found most fascinating about the original movie was the space jockey, and I just don't like what they did with that. That's all. The movie itself is a good movie, I think.
Mm. But what I'm curious about, if he is going to do it and if he is going to continue with the Covenant stuff with David going off with his own colony, will he explore that, or is he just like, oh, I'm going to do something new? I
No,
hope it's a continuation.
I think it would be
It,
a continuation, because I don't know if this is true, but like when people make anything new for Aliens, it's like it's always going to go past Ridley Scott's table for him to give his stamp of approval, which is probably why we never got to see Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5, which is a shame. But you should really watch some of the YouTube videos out there on the Neil Blomkamp Alien 5 and what it was supposed to be, because it would have, yeah, just he makes such a great sci-fi film in my opinion. So
that's the pictures you sent me earlier, right? With
yeah, so I
Ripley
did send
and
you some of the, yeah, so they did do some art and story sort of what's it called? Conception art, what do they call it? And yeah, but it's quite funny for him to come up with the idea to actually make a movie and say, oh yeah, by the way, in this movie 3 and 4 never existed. It's kind of weird to bring that to like a reality, because like imagine being the directors or the people who made Alien 3 and Resurrection being like, what? What do you mean my movie didn't exist? I just think he would have brought a really cool element, because if you watch the 3 sci-fi films he did, District 9, Elysium, and Chappie, they all have a very similar, like he's definitely got his signature style and things that he does. So the whole idea of Ripley getting into a xenomorph suit, like that is very Neil Blomkamp. Like, yeah, and that's a crazy. And you know what? In the Aliens action figure, the Kenner line that I collect, there's one figure that looks like a big xenomorph robot, but it's actually his head comes off and there's a marine underneath. So yeah, the concept is interesting. And I think when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have liked the idea of getting into a xenomorph suit, but because it was Neil Blomkamp's idea, I was like he would do that right.
yeah, I
So
guess that happens after 50, right?
what?
What?
All right.
Anyways,
Something you wanted me to bring up as far as
yeah, Funkos.
yeah, collectibles go. I don't collect pops anymore, but there's still, there's still times when I see some that I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like there was that alien one I showed you last time with the egg spacesuit and the egg. That was a cool pop. So we thought we'd just quickly bring up these because I think Santa's going to pick these up. You got the Alien Earth Xeno, and you got Wendy there. Interesting that they went with. Oh yeah, I suppose. I mean, do you call her Wendy? Or do you call her Marcy? I call her Wendy.
Wendy.
Right. And you know what?
Yeah.
I gotta say something. Last time I mentioned that one of the backlashes from the first 2 episodes from fans was like they hated the xenomorph look. I really like it. Yeah, I actually in the episode, I think it was 3, where it got killed. I don't
And
know.
how?
I think it looks really good. The only thing I have an issue with the new design is, and you probably don't even realize this when you're watching the show. You'll only notice this, like there's been a couple of photos of like, like on the set of the alien suit. Its chest is weird. So it doesn't have like a rib cage anymore because apparently the director was like, I don't like that it's got a rib cage. And it's like, well, I think it's because the thing that it came from had a rib cage, so that's why it's got a rib cage. So he made it more like a cockroach. I think that was what I heard. It was like he based it on like more like a cockroach sort of chest. So the chest to me looks a little bit weird compared to what I'm used to with a xenomorph. But I just the head and the way it looks, the non-glossiness of it, like the non-sticky moistness of it, I think it looks really good.
Truth to be told, I haven't really checked out the xenomorph like up and down, like, oh yeah. So I have no idea how the titties look and shit, but yeah.
Well, make sure you do that tonight. Maybe towards the end, if we have time, I'll prepare an image of that to show you. But this is the other one. This is the other pop, which I think is kind of cool too, right? Like, I love that.
I hope they also do one of Kirsch.
Yeah,
I love Wendy and Kirsch together.
I wonder if like NECA will release action figures from them. I don't know. I'm so over NECA and their prices because they charge premium prices for their figures, and their figures are not premium quality, I would say. So, all right.
But you're big leagues now, so.
Oh, what with the figures or? All right.
You could probably get sponsor deals now. Please review our product.
Okay, let's get into it. Episode. Do you want to do it episode by episode, or do you want to maybe give me your thoughts on a whole of both 3 and 4? Like, obviously, you're still engaged. You're still, you're still enjoying it.
Yeah, I found these episodes to be slower,
yes.
And in a way, it kind of felt like disappointing when the episode would end. Like, oh, that's it. But reviewing it for the second time or watching it for the second time, yeah, I appreciated it more because I start looking at details, and well, not too many details like Xeno titties, but like the title of the episode and then what you actually saw. So yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I think same. Episode 3, I was still pretty engaged. Episode 4 felt a bit slow. There were things about episode 4 which I just didn't care too much about. And again, there's nothing. I don't know. It's really weird. Like in the obviously, I've been watching too many YouTube videos. I watched the same 2 channels really. One's called Heavy Spoilers, and then the other one is called Screen Crush. I think they're the 2 main ones I watch afterwards. But the people who are sort of saying bad things about it, and saying, "Oh, this is the dumbest thing ever," I feel like most of those channels I've seen, that's all their content is always saying how bad things are. So I don't know. There's nothing like I'm still locked in.
Yes, definitely. I'm still curious what's going to happen.
There's nothing really that makes me roll my eyes or anything. There's just things like, oh, I don't just hurry up. I want to see more of something.
Yeah,
more of this, more of that, right? So
just fucking die already.
All right. So now we've both prepared notes. I've got like a crazy. My episode 3 notes are long, and there's more to remind me of what happened in it. Really. So the episode kind of starts off pretty quick. They go it's like Wendy running. I love the way she runs. She's got that Terminator T-1000 run kind of going on. In fact,
T-1000.
there's a lot of things in it that actually I feel like, I don't know if it's deliberately paying homage to a lot of old 90s movies and things like that. So my first note I've got here is Wendy versus the Xenomorph.
Oh.
Because
Why is he doing that?
it's pretty early on, and you remember the scene. So she finds Joe in the truck trailer, right?
Yeah.
And he's all like cocooned up, sort of. And then the Xenomorph comes outside. It sticks its head in, and then goes back out, and then jumps on the roof, right?
Yeah.
And then she shoves the how does a guillotine blade suddenly turn into a fucking samurai sword? She shoves it through the. I don't know if a guillotine blade can do that, but she shoves it through the roof, and then that reminded me of in Terminator when he's stabbing the in the elevator.
Yeah, with Sarah Connor.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that I gotta admit, there were things about the Wendy versus Xenomorph thing that I not that I didn't like, but I wanted it. I like the tongue thing. You know how we saw like a half a second of that in the original trailer.
Mm.
When she puts the hook through the second mouth. That wasn't as cool as I was hoping it was going to be. It was still cool, but and then when they go behind the door and then you don't kind of see anything, and then the door opens and then she's already killed it. I was like, oh, I'd rather have just seen her kill it. I want to see the action.
Yeah, I found it personally a bit of a letdown, because in episode 2, the Xenomorph fucking slaughters the entire dinner table people like within seconds. And here it's like, oh, I'm just going to play with my food, and it jumps on top of the roof thingy, as you said. But what I found incredibly stupid was when the brother got like acid on his body warmer, and he just like took it off. Hicks fucking like, take it off. And the fucking guy in Romulus fucking explodes, and he's like, oh no, wait, let me just put my coat on.
This is so. My first note was Wendy versus Xenomorph. My second note was acid falls on Joe. He takes his vest off very quick.
He has a thing for quickness, quick wardrobe change, quick elevator.
Yeah, that was it was like nothing at all. So yes, I mean, think about, like, let's say water fell on your shoulder. That soaks straight through to you pretty much, right? So yeah, that was definitely something I was like, okay. But again, like those kind of things, when I watch things, those kind of things don't normally bother me. Like, I understand it's just part of it, but like I think for some people, like, hardcore critics are just like, oh, that's bullshit. That would never happen. Oh, that just ruined my whole experience. It's like, I don't really think like that when it comes to these things. At the end of the day, these things are meant to be escapes, and fun. So whatever. But yes, I definitely took note of that. I was like, there's nothing like acid, like alien acid blood's a big deal throughout the whole franchise. It's a big deal. And yeah, he just kind of brushed it off. So
like it was pigeon shit. Like, oh wait, no, let's take it off.
Also, just before she chucks the hook through its mouth, he's the Xenomorph when he chases is always like on all fours, like a dog kind of thing. I don't know if I like that. It makes sense, I guess, but
I guess like a cockroach.
Yeah, I guess, and I guess number 3 is like that too, right? Because it was like a dog.
Yeah, maybe it's because of the ribcage, That's
It was infested by a giant cockroach. Xeno.
Yeah, but also the beheading thing, that all you saw the white stuff with the xenomorph and then some green, and like that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was kind of cool, like that, but I just, I think I would prefer to have just seen them actually fight. Then it was almost like a cartoon, the sliding door went down and it was just like boo 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 boo, and then goes up and it's over. So, so yes,
Yeah, it's
that
almost like
scene.
like a Neo and Morpheus moment, that she turns to her brother, she's like, "I know kung fu," and then thing shuts down and she kills the xenomorph. It's like,
Well,
did she
well,
just download that shit?
well, there was that kind of thing in this episode, right? With
Bunch.
what was her name? Oh wait, I think I've got most of their names written down. All the because
Curly?
yeah, Curly. So yeah, because she downloaded the French, and then later the other kids talking about how he downloaded like all this science crap into his head, or what, chemistry or whatever it was, as well.
Mm.
That's all pretty new. I think. I don't think they've ever really discussed. I mean, well, I guess they've never really discussed this type of synth, right?
And also, fast forward, um, at the end of episode 4, it's already debunked what you mentioned last week when you desperately tried to connect Blade Runner with Alien. They didn't mention Tyrell as a company.
That's right. Yeah, because they named the five, right?
Hmm.
But no, but
E5.
the
Ring a
way, so
bell.
where I saw that was that's not my theory. That's a thing that I saw on YouTube. Because I don't know shit about Blade Runner, but on some paperwork on one of the movies or something like that, they mentioned the Tyrell Corporation. But yes, you're right. When I rewatched it and they mentioned the five corporations, I was like looking for Tyrell because I remember the name this time. So
Me too. I'm like, oh, I love Blade Runner. Oh, what's the company's name? Oh, I have no idea.
I think from memory, that's my memory's terrible. I wouldn't go off my memory.
Hmm.
Something that was actually funny in that scene though, once Wendy kills the alien and then she's just like she collapses, right? And then Joe goes up to her and he's like, no, no, and then he vomits. I thought that was pretty funny.
I admire it though, because when I vomit, I always have to catch my breath, and he was like, still like, Macy, like right after. It's like, kudos.
My next notes I've got here is the scene where Morrow meets the two kids around the eggs. Um, the kids are kind of annoying. Like it's yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the acting as kids is a little bit overacted. I don't know. Like just because
Are you
I didn't
saying kids overreact?
well, when you see those kids briefly before they transfer their minds into the body, um you see them and they're kids obviously, but I feel like the actors playing these kids now, it feels more like they're playing dude where's my car. It's they come off more like real dumb stoners than believable kids. I feel like I'm knocking this show, by the way, but I'm not.
Love it.
we're, we're, we're trying to do a review show here, so we're putting everything under the microscope. There you go. See, I agree. So that's the only thing I feel like the acting as kids is just a little bit overdone, and that it gets a little bit annoying.
Yeah,
Like,
but
all right,
these were kids who were like 6. So what experience did they have in life, right? And now suddenly they're on like a spaceship on an alien crash site. Like, how would you react as a kid? Like, whoa, monsters. And then suddenly there's a creepy guy coming over with a gun and threatening you. And then you mention your parents. And then he's like, parents, you say. Yeah. I mean, I get it's annoying for the most part, but I don't find it as annoying as the tale of Wendy and her brother.
oh really? You don't like that?
No. But there is hope because Slightly wants to perhaps slightly kill off the brother now. So
Yes, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get there because that was how it ended, right? Episode 4.
that was another dumb thing, but okay.
Um, so I think that scene when Morrow first meets the kids around the eggs, that was a big. There's a lot of little details that I took down in my notes that were, I guess, a lot of questions. I guess is Captain Hook and Neverland atmosphere they've created. Yeah. Um, he said, "Hang on." So I've got quotes here, right? The kids
Yeah, poor
ask
guy.
Morrow if he's a robot, and he says, "Wouldn't that be nice to be all machine instead of what I am? The worst parts of a man." So he's clearly a robot. He's got fucking knives and tools coming out of his hand. Because again, that's a weird thing because I've never seen that type of stuff in the Alien universe either. Um,
Yeah.
but
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 we
then he
have a
talks.
special guest for that. We have a feminist, and we what's the worst part of him? Sorry.
But he talks about like how he's a dad, like he's a dad and stuff like that as well. You know.
Mm.
So I think that's going to be a big reveal. Like just there's a lot more to that character and his role in the
Why is he
entire.
so desperate, to get the eggs back?
Well, he's because he says when he talks to Utani, the
Mm.
granddaughter of Utani. Again, I love that stuff. I love that space time, like how time is not the same when you're out in space. I love that shit. Like, in what's that? Interstellar?
Uh,
Like when he talks to his daughter, and his daughter's like an old lady. Like that shit is mind-boggling. Like it's just like because that's somewhat of a reality, right?
yeah.
That's how it works. Christina Payne, how you doing? Um, he has cybernetic upgrades. Maybe he did unthinkable things to acquire those. Ooh. Um. Hang on. So what have else I got here? Morrow's confused why the boys think they have a parent. When is a machine
But
a
wait,
machine?
choto mate ne. Listen, about Morrow and the eggs.
Yeah.
So he's desperate to get them back, but I don't really saw like Utani putting the pressure on him. Like, well, she said like get it back, but not like in a scary way. Like, oh, like he really has to get them back because what are the consequences? Or did I miss something?
Yeah, no, they were just because they were just telling him, "I'll just come back and debrief," and he
Yeah,
was like, "Nah, this is my life's work."
I want me eggs, mate. I
It
guess
was
we will
cool.
find out in the next episode, though.
Will we though? Because didn't you say the next episode is the
Is the flashback?
yeah. Um, but it was cool that scene ended with Kirsch coming in and having a conversation with him, and Kirsch is like he is becoming like the coolest kind of character in the show, isn't he?
Oh my god, yes. It's the one time I'm in love with the character. I'm like, yeah,
Are you going to go back
just
and
so
watch Scream 2?
cool.
You know, you
I
know what movie he's really cool in as well. Have you heard of the movie The Girl Next Door?
probably have heard of it, but
It's got Emil Hirsch, I think was his name. He's the speed racer. He he's like this nerdy kid and he falls in love with like a stripper or something like that. Um, and um, Timothy Olyphant plays her like pimp or something like that, and he's really cool in that. He's like a bad guy in it, but like he's kind of cool. He's really cool. He's a cool dude. Timothy
saw he's
Olyphant.
also in Gone in 60 Seconds, and I think I remember who he is, but
Oh
I have to
wow.
rewatch the movie for Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I don't remember him in that. Gone in 60 seconds. Wait, did you say Gone in 60 seconds?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I don't remember him in
Your
that.
thought was gone within less than 60 seconds, but
Yeah, I don't remember him that, but yeah, no, he's definitely stealing the show in some way, I would say. Oh, there was a cool thing, and this was like a real small detail, but there was a part where I think when they were taking all the specimens out of the place, and there was like a tractor that had like power loader arms on it. Did you see that? It was just like in the
it's
background. There was like a little tractor machine that was like picking up pieces and it like had power loader arm, but it was like a little drivable tractor looking thing.
I guess I have to watch it again.
Again, the third time. I'm sure it'll show up again. I'm sure they'll use it later to like scoop up a xenomorph. So um
But it's
Anything from
cool
your
how cool he comes, like showing
yeah.
up and is like going with Mara, like, no, I downloaded the files. I know who the fuck you are. It's like, what is he? But he doesn't tell.
Yes, he's
And
very
then the continuation with his curiosity with Morrow, I think that's what makes Kirsch so cool, because you don't know which side he's on, like, in general. Like, he watched, like, Boy Genius get, like, really close to the egg, and the way that he responds in the beginning of episode 4 when he talks about Wendy, like, oh yeah, she passed out, whatever. Well, passed out, that's like a human thing. But and then Boy Genius is like, no, you go back and investigate your shiny new toys. And his responses, it's very interesting to me, and also how he watches Morrow and slightly, like, he really loves to observe.
yeah, and he and he saves Boy Cavalier because when he's close to the egg, it's like he knew what would happen if he just stood there longer too.
But listen, I'm a dumbass, right? Is Morrow still human because the egg opened up when he got near it?
Yeah, that's so. Has that been a thing in previous Alien movies
I don't
that
know.
like I didn't because that's not something because in the first when I watched the first 2 episodes, I was like, why aren't the facehuggers jumping? How do the facehuggers know that they're synths? You know, um, I guess maybe they can detect warmth or something like that. Well, the wait, isn't that what they say in Romulus? Is that they detect heat, or is it the other way around? Yeah, they detect heat, right?
I
In
only know
Romulus.
there's something in the water.
Something in the water. Yeah, in Romulus, that's why I think when you know that scene where they have to go through the room with all the facehuggers, I think they turn up
Mm,
the heat, right?
yeah, and that's how they get out.
And so yeah, so until everyone's at the same temperature, and that's how they get. Okay, so that makes sense then, because yeah, the first time I watched it, I was like, why? How do they know that they're? I'd never seen that before in previous Alien movies. That
Hashtag
was a
the
thing.
more you know.
Have you got anything from your notes you would like to add?
Oh, from episode 3. Uh, da, 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 da. Yeah, I
Oh,
just
here we
think
go.
how it's interesting how the company crew is, like, not interested in this. They really put the emphasis on, like, dude, we're about to release these synths, keeping people alive longer, but you really want to now play with these aliens. And that's also what you see in episode 4, like the parent scientist, how the guy is like, we should probably just give it back to Yutani. And then the mother's like, no.
Wait, are you talking about who's the guy? You know the old guy, Boy Cavalier's.
No, the beard guy, the one that, together with the female scientist, like, kind of like the parent scientist,
Yeah,
that
I know.
helps
Yeah,
her with
yeah, I
the
know
hearing.
that. Yeah, I know that. What's the Who's the guy who's Boy Cavalier's old man in the suit?
Yeah,
He,
he's kind of like the guy from Breaking Bad, right?
do you know who
No,
that
not
is?
that he is, but
Do you
no.
know who the actor is who plays that guy?
Let me guess. He played in Scream 3. The
Very good. No,
excitement coming from you, but
that was good. That was a good. That was a good one. No, no, no. Did you ever watch the Young Ones?
is that with like Kiefer Sutherland and
No,
stuff?
no, no, no.
Or
The British TV show,
oh,
The
I don't
Young
watch
Ones.
British stuff. Fuck
Uh,
no.
there's, there's too much stuff in the water over there. So he was Vivian. So the Young Ones was like I don't even know what you call it. It was a comedy, I guess. Very cult classic, and that guy was Vivian, who was like this punk rock dude who lived in the house. But it was a ridiculous show. I used to love it when I was younger. When I was a stoner, I used to love it.
Yeah.
But also, yeah. So that guy, I don't know. I think it's in episode 4. He says to Boy as well. He's like, don't you think we should just return these Utani and focus at the task at hand?
Yeah.
Now, at the time, I was like, what's the task at hand? Now I'm like, oh wait, it's probably like the kids, right? But
Yeah.
could it be no? But it could be something else. It could be the thing that is behind the sprayed wall. You know, the wall that guy keeps spraying over.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most curious about.
But what could it be?
A predator. someone 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 in the comments, I think for the last episode, was saying there's no predator. The director said there's no predator,
Hmm.
but the director could also not want to tell you that there's a predator. So of course he's going to say there's no predator. But I got to say, my theory on why there was a predator or would be a predator was because of the sound effect in the trailer, the original trailer before the first two episodes came out. That sound ended up being Wendy being able to mimic the alien language. So yeah, when I heard her do that,
Wendy
I
is
was like,
the original Xeno queen.
well, maybe she's a predator.
Yeah, maybe she is. Maybe
um,
she will lose the skin. It's Adrian Brody, you know.
Another thing that got debunked for you is you were excited to about the drawing.
Yeah, what a letdown that was.
You're like, what was that
Shit.
drawing? And I was like, that's a really shit drawing of a xenomorph.
Like this big black blob, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's something's gonna happen. No, it was just Wendy being slightly nervous.
That's funny. All right, and then okay, so yeah, is there anything else from your notes that you got?
Uh, well, when is a machine not a machine?
Oh yeah, I've got that in
That's
my
been
notes.
breaking my brain, but I guess we will find out in the next episode what made him who he is today.
Yeah, very because what are the three things that you got? The hybrids, you got the synths. What was the third thing? I'm
I
just
can't even remember the other two you just said. A Blade Runner.
um
It's Predator.
we're still on episode. How are we going for time? Oh shit, we're going through this pretty quick. Maybe we should next time. We probably don't need to mess around at the start.
No ADHD.
I thought I'd just talk about Curly, where she's trying to win like become the favorite of Boy Cavalier.
Yeah.
See, she's the one who sounded Australian in some scenes,
Hi,
but
Mark.
there's a bit because she's the one who's like it's like a zoo or whatever the line was, but all the animals are
French
whatever.
toast.
But it sounded, but I don't know, she sounded Aussie when she said that. But yeah, I mean, what do you where do you think that's going to go with her wanting to become favorite?
You know, I'm like, who in the right fucking mind chooses French to learn? You know, like, oh oui, merci beaucoup.
And as
Like,
if a kid, that's interesting that a kid would want to learn French. Of all things, another language is probably the last thing a kid wants to learn.
yeah, I mean, shit. Good thing she died. No, but no, this is bad, right? Because what if a kid is watching and it's like, I'm learning French. You suck.
All right.
No, but yeah, the favoritism is like real, and it's also like when she Wendy does that, you know, like
Yeah,
Cardi
and boys
B,
like, can you do
and
that?
yeah, it's like better than French. I'm like, yeah, you tell her, you know. But I think it could just be that she's gonna like rip his fucking head off, you know, when things are about to go down in
You think
college
she's going to kill
realm.
Boy Cavalier?
Of course, you know, like
No,
favoritism, you know, like fuck you, motherfucker.
no, I don't think. Maybe she'll try. I don't think she's going to be the one that kills Boy Cavalier, but I do have a theory of who will kill Boy Cavalier. Hey, what's going on, Rick? So my last note I've got for I skipped a couple just because we've only got 20 minutes left. Oh, well, we can go over an hour if we want. Um, the last note, the last note that I took for episode 3 was taking sperm from facehugger. Sperm goes into lung. That thing was a giant sperm. People are like, I watched
Wow.
the breakdown. I watched it like a tadpole like thing. I was like, just say it. It's a giant sperm. It's a super sperm.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of like the Holy Trinity now, right? I mean, the Xenohead looks like a dick. The thing it came out of in Romulus looks like a fucking vagina, and now we have a sperm. The Holy Trinity. It's complete.
That's right.
Ridley Scott, you can officially retire.
But that's cool. That was super cool, actually, because that's not something we've ever seen either, right? Because all we know is that the vagina jumps in your face and shoves a tube down your throat. We've never seen it. Yeah, we've never seen the thing, the sperm.
Never saw the thing.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm. And very interesting, like a pet alien. Like, I mean, we saw it in with David in Covenant, but we also saw it with Ripley in Resurrection. In a way, how she's like the albino alien
Yeah, I
that
didn't
goes
like that.
through like the whole. No, this may be a wrong way to illustrate it, but
Does
the
it say
window hole.
"mama"? In Resurrection, does that thing say "mama"?
Mama.
Does it do that?
That I think so.
I got a
Maybe,
feeling
yeah.
it did.
I want a T-shirt of it now. Mama. Poor
anything
dad.
else? Anything else in your notes from episode 3?
Not particularly 3, no.
All right.
But if we go into 4 with Curly, with the French
Yep.
girl, yeah. Well, what is your theory exactly? Because I think maybe she becomes like, I don't know, like a spy or whatever. I mean, I'm turning this into like this noir type movie, even though we only got 4 episodes left, well, officially 3. But I don't know. I think she could do something to Boy Genius, even if it's just to hurt him really, really
Well, I think Boy Cavalier is going to get killed from by the eye thing,
bad. Ooh.
because there's the scene where this scene when this scene happens with the sheep, and there's a part where it's looking around and Kirsch is like fascinated by it, right? And then it looks directly at Boy Cavalier, right? And the old man says to him, like, do you know how serious it would be if something like that escaped? And then Boy Genius just kind of cuts him off and is like, shut up, this is fascinating. Whatever it was he said. And then they're just kind of looking eye to eye. They're just like looking at each other. And I'm like, that's how you're going to die, mate. So,
Or maybe
that's my...
the Xeno snake.
Yeah, the Xeno steak was steak. Xeno steak. The Xeno snake was an interesting one. Firstly, if you're gonna do an experiment like that and put a alien sperm into a lung, knowing that it's gonna give birth to an alien, you would think you would use thicker glass because that thing flew through that glass like it was nothing.
Yeah, but do they really know? I mean, they don't know what's gonna. They only know like the big thing. They don't know what's happening when it's just a tiny little baby. Like they don't know what the fuck. Or maybe they do it on purpose. Like Kirsch wants shit to go down. Maybe
That's a really
as he's like
bizarre...
staring from the back.
That was a really
Like a
bizarre
peeping
scene at the
tom.
end where she's like petting it and stuff. I was like, this is weird now.
I was like waiting for like the song, like a Disney reference, like Prince Ali, Mariasi, but no.
Yeah. What is... That's literally what I thought. There's some movie, it's like a comedy where there's like a thing that looks like the chest burster and it starts dancing. I started thinking of that instantly. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, with the hat on.
Yeah. What is that from? That came to my head instantly when I was looking at that thing. All right, we're doing episode 4, right?
Yeah, we are slightly doing episode 4, but
we're
episode 4 is called Observation, right? And I think even though it's kind of like a slow burner of an episode, but we do get to see like little like observation, like the scientist parents, the guys, like we literally kill like what 5-6 kids, and now then you have Isaac, who wants the scientist kid who wants to now be called Isaac. Then you have what's her name?
Nibs.
Nibs.
Yeah.
Nibs, who's like, I'm pregnant.
That's the part that I wasn't really. I was like, oh, I don't care about this. It is interesting, I guess, but it was just a part that it really slowed the pace down. That her little arc there, I think.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, they created these, what, like five, six? How many kids are there? Anyways, they created all these sins, right? And they have no idea what the outcome is, how long it will last. And now they're already glitching so quickly into being adults, whatever. I think that's interesting, like especially her strength with Nibs, how she attacked the mother scientist. She
Yeah,
could
and
like, or what if she does like carry something? I don't know.
yeah, well, that's interesting. If she really is pregnant, right? It's
Yeah, maybe the flower
xenosynth,
thing, yeah,
a xenosynth.
with the
Um,
synthesizer.
when she calls the security guys to take her away as well, and then she makes a call and she says something. Wait, I wrote it down. She says, "Where is it?" She goes, "There's a level 3 event."
Mm.
So they're obviously prepared for whatever the hell's going on. They obviously knew there was a potential for something like that happening. I'm guessing a level 3 is when fucking one of them are going crazy because she's got PTSD from the fucking eye thing.
Yeah, but there were like what, only two people showing up
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
to take her
I
away.
Because I don't think those other kids really know their strength, and because the only one of them that's really shown powers is Wendy.
Yeah,
I think she's
yeah.
really the only one who's kind of been taught. Because even the mother scientist even said, maybe we should talk to you about what your body and what you're capable of, and then she's like, I don't want to hear it.
Also, how she sat there next to Wendy, and the boy genius comes in, and he's like, "You're not her mother. It's just an IT issue. It's no longer human."
Um,
I thought it was
oh,
an interesting thing that he said. So cold. And how they both agreed, like Wendy and Boy Genius, like, yeah, she wants to continue learning to communicate with the Xenos, and let's fucking go.
what's your theories on where it's going to go with the communication thing?
I hope not something too annoying, because
No,
I
I
don't
don't want it to be
know.
too out there. I don't like even just her
I
petting that thing at the end was very. This is getting weird.
yeah, but even like the scene, the shot, where she just her mouth like open, like, and then like, okay, I know it now. And stop it. Like 2 seconds is enough, but who knows? Maybe she will walk around with a Xeno on a pink leash, go bra fitting, to debunk your
Oh,
theory.
there was also hang on. Hello, Sarah.
Ella!
Happy 18 months. Wait, 18 months as a member. Okay, that makes sense. I've never seen an alien. I put on the first. Oh, was it the first or second Alien? I think I put on the first Alien film while Sarah was on the couch, and she didn't last very long before she was like, "This is boring," and it's like, "Well, look, it is a slow film. I'll give you that."
Let's put on Shrek with the Eddie Murphy reference. Hey, isn't he the donkey from Shrek? What?
um, you got anything else for episode 4 notes?
Yeah. Uh, Let me be interesting right now. Yeah, with Slightly and Morrow, when Morrow tells him like you need to find a human,
Yes.
and the whole place has humans literally everywhere. Like you can grab a fucking god. No, he goes after the brother. It's like, seriously.
Well, that's because he's jealous that he's there. Because remember, he's like, "Why does your brother get to be here?"
Yeah, yeah. I guess that we have to think of it from a kid point of view. But I think if you want to like let's save your mother and be like, "Well, mother, I'm here to save you," like you grab just a random human, right, and drag him to wherever Kirsch is holding up, and shove them
Do
into.
you Do you think he's going to be successful? Yeah, he will totally be successful, right? Do you think Joe's going to die and Joe's going to be the next Xenomorph?
Uh, well, obviously, shit has to escalate sooner or later, right? Yeah, who knows? Maybe it will be Joe.
Wait a second. So, I mean, according to this, right, the facehugger drops a load in you and it goes into your lung. It goes into your lung, right?
Mm.
What did Joe have his lung replaced with?
It was something
Ooh.
expensive because he has to pay it back,
Yeah,
right? If he
but
would leave.
but what happens if it's not just a regular lung? What happens if it's some kind of machine type thing that's in him now that's replaced his lung, and then this facehugger that slightly, gets onto Joe, inserts the sperm, and the sperm gets into his body. He's like, where the fuck's the lung? I just thought of
Mommy?
this theory. I thought of this theory just then. Yeah, like
It will probably sit on Joe's shoulder, like a pirate thing. Like,
maybe it'll come out of
this is my
somewhere else.
mother.
We'll have to go somewhere else. Go into his stomach, and then it'll become an ass burster. It'll just come bursting out his butt. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
So that is my theory that I just came up with.
Yeah, I think it's legit, and I'm pretty sure Ridley Scott is taking notes right now together with Timothy. But yeah, I have no idea where this is going. But yeah, sooner or later it has to escalate, even if it's just by accident.
And you
That maybe
said
the female scientist or the male scientist, the father figure, that he gets too close because maybe he's upset about something, and then he runs off and like gets close to an egg.
well, no, because I think not all of them should know that they're not allowed to go in there. It's closed off to humans. Remember?
Yeah, but if someone is upset, you don't know. Well, what if it's get chased by one of these, but by the pregnant lady, because she's very powerful, and then
The thing that sucks is we might, according to you, we might not find out about all this until 2 episodes away, because you did the unthinkable when you watched the trailer for the next episode.
yes, I did, because
Well,
the title is "In Space, No One?"
and that's it. No, no, okay.
And then yeah, it's kind of like a flashback. So the only thing that I think was said, or at least I still remember from it, was that Mara said like, "You guys are fucking up my ship," you know. Yeah, they are, man. Take them all out. Take them out. Do it now.
I'm still waiting because he hasn't said the line yet, has he? You know, in the original trailer where he's like,
I'll be back.
No,
Get
when he
away
says,
from her, you bitch.
this ship gathered 5 of the most dangerous, species in the galaxy, or whatever he says in the universe. But I don't think that line's happened yet, and I'm waiting for that line.
So you could put it in the intro and then get copyrighted again.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I should put it in the intro. I'll change the intro. Once we finish the show, I'll use it. I'll do a new intro. But yeah, so I guess if it's a flashback episode, it doesn't necessarily have to be the whole episode of flashback. I guess it could just be the start of it, and then it goes back into the story. But
Yeah, but I mean, basically, when episode 1 started out, basically like a homage to the first Alien movie. So, and then you saw them doing experiments, and I am curious, like you also had that one, the main chief, the Asian guy, like what happened? I want to know. The creep, that was like also staring the other droid thing, and told him to
yeah,
get back. Like, did he do something? Did he unleash some alien creature that made the whole ship go apeshit?
so what are you most curious about? As far as like the only 4 episodes left, it's 1 month. Well, what are you most curious about that we don't know yet?
The rib cage.
Let me see
So
if I let me see if I
I've
can find.
honestly, I have no idea what this is going, and that's a good thing because it's not too predictable. I like how all the kits and droids or synthesizers are like glitching. I'm
Yeah.
curious how that will unfold. I'm very curious about Kirsch. Who is he? What is he? And when will he push the button where everything will just go insane? And then we have the girl from Curly, her yelling, "There's something in the fucking water!" You know? And then acid explosions everywhere, but not for Joe.
I'm scared I'm going to kick myself out. I'm going to try something here. Don't kick myself. Okay, it
Don't
worked.
leave me alone.
All right, so I'm going to show you this
Hashtag
image.
ribcage.
Yes, I'm going to show you the cockroach rib cage here. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Look at that. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but we don't know who it got out of. Well, I mean, there was one person on the ship with that they're like, something got out of his chest, whatever, but we don't know.
um, so I wonder. So there's obviously going to be another xenomorph in the show. Obviously, um, it's going to look different, right? It has to look different.
It has to happen, man. A better upper lip.
So yeah, I think I'm most curious about that's still to come is what is behind that spraying wall thing. That is what
You
that's probably
only
what,
said it because you want Predator.
yeah. Well, I was so certain I was so certain there was going to be a predator, but I do think two things that I hope, no, not necessarily. The two things that I think is I think that somehow this show might link to the Predator movie, and I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of reference that links to the first movie as well.
But what could potentially do that? Because I personally think it's a standalone thing because they were just a cargo ship. They were not looking for creatures. It only changed when there was a signal thing,
Mm.
and Mother told Ash the crew is expendable. Yeah.
But they could link back to like the eggs may have come off the ship from the first Alien movie. Ooh.
I mean, we have the only connection we have so far is with Romulus, right? That they found the xenomorph after looking forever, or maybe we will get Amanda Ripley, waving her mom bye bye.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Was it you? Was it you that told me that she's in like one of the games is about her?
Yeah, Alien Isolation.
Isolation. Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, she wants to know what happened to her mom. Obviously, it's kind of like Interstellar. Like Ripley promised her to be back at like her 11th birthday, and well, she didn't come back.
And then she not only got to find out what happened to her mom, but she got to live in isolation. She gets to live the xenomorph terror that her mom was. What are the chances of that?
Talk about generational trauma, you know. No, but I mean, it's kind of like shitty what happens to her because she trusts someone because they kind of know that it's kind of like a weak link, like when it comes to her mom. But then she doesn't believe in it. But then someone has like, oh no, they really did find the black box, and then she goes into the ship eventually, and it starts. The book is really interesting. I'm not sure if I will survive the game itself.
Oh, fuck that.
Maybe one day.
I'd shit
Have you
myself.
you have played it, right? For a
No, I
bit.
tried to I was trying to get it. I got a feeling it was available for iPad. And I can't remember if I tried it or not, but it just wouldn't run well on my iPad because my iPad is really old.
Because you wanted to play it while sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, it'd make it come out easier.
I'm shitting myself, mate. Hi, Mark.
All right, we've hit the hour. Is there anything else
Oh.
from your notes that you want to touch on?
I want to touch my nose. No. I think we pretty much debunked all our negativity in this.
Debunked our negativity.
No, I mean we pretty much talked about everything that I said. I like the fact that at the end of episode 4, they said no Tyrell, and I was like, Simon, you're fucked.
I'm gonna quickly Google the name of the corporation in Blade Runner because Tyrell's just what I can't remember.
Yeah.
Blade Runner Corporation is Tyrell. Okay, so I was right. There you go.
Stay
Good
tuned. Next episode,
morning.
Simon will cry. Good morning.
All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it. 2 weeks. We're gonna be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I have a bit of a timing thing, but we will talk about that in the backstage.
Okay. So yeah, bi-weekly.
Someone's got to work.
Yeah, I know. And obviously different sides of the world. One's in Australia, one's in the Netherlands. I didn't spell that wrong. It was an accident that I added that extra R. Just so people
He was
know.
sitting on the toilet with his phone, and yeah, it wasn't really compatible.
That's probably when I posted it. All right. I will try to read an Alien comic book as well in between the next 2 weeks. We'll see. I'm not promising anything.
Well, I'm not reading a comic. I was reading a novel.
You're reading a book. Yes, I know. I can't.
Yes, but no pictures. I'm superior.
Yeah, but that's because you couldn't handle the pictures. That's why you get too scared. That's right. All right. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. If you guys are just tuning in you missed the start, listen to us on Spotify. The link's in the description. The links to Sanimation. Oh, I pointed the right way. Also in the description. What else was down there? If you want more Alien and Predator content from my channel, there's also a playlist in the description, and also buy stuff from my affiliate link from Collector's Hub.
So much buy.
I know. I even had an ad. You know what? We're going to end with this. Just so... Ready? This video is brought to you by Defender Hobby Supplies. Please use my affiliate link in the video description and get 10% off store-wide on all in-stock items at Collector's Hub when you use my discount code, Keep It Simple. Oh, see how fast I'm talking there? It's because I was trying to make it as short as possible. All right. I haven't made an outro yet, so unfortunately...
so busy with the advertising.
I know. I'll try to make an outro for the next one. And maybe another intro for you. We'll see. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. And until next time.
Keep it ribby.
That's